Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a very quick and easy, simple nap time hustle video. So in this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I clean and organize my fridge, freezer, and pantry. So first things first, I am clearing my counter. I don't know why there was a bunch of like wet newspaper. Thanks, Brandon, for leaving that on the counter, and it ended up staining. And I just had to scratch that off, and then I put bleach on it, and it luckily all came off. So anyways, just cleaning my counter and making sure that I have plenty of workspace. I'm not doing the dishes in this video or anything like that. I was cooking right before filming this, and that is why the kitchen is a mess, so don't mind that. But getting into the video, as I was saying, I bleach this and I make sure that the surface is clean and ready for me to start taking things out of the fridge and organizing. Okay, so first things first, I'm taking not everything out of my fridge. I'm going like shelf by shelf just to make it a little bit easier, and throwing out anything that's rotten, or making sure that nothing in there is old, expired, and all that jazz. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down the shelves shelf by shelf like I said, and then reorganize and put everything back. I'm gonna do the actual fridge first and then the door afterwards. Okay, so on to my third shelf, which is like my canned drink shelf. So if you know me, you know that I am like obsessed with all beverages. I love like seltzer beverages, I love anything carbonated, I love soda, all of that. And obviously I try to stick with the ones that are not as bad for me, or at least lower in calories. So anyways, I am taking all of my cans of Coke out. I tried to leave the box in the fridge, but I just hated how it looked. So taking each can out and lining them all up so it looks really nice in the fridge. After that, I am scraping off this stuck on, like it was like a piece of paper that like stuck onto the glass in my fridge. So I'm using my handy dandy scraper and scraping that off. I'm surprised at how well this came off. I don't show it, but it did get all of it off. So after all of that is off, I end up just wiping down that shelf as well. I didn't take everything off the shelf because there were certain things that I just felt like were easier to push to the back and just wipe around and under and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm on to my door. This was probably the most stressful. The door is always so annoying in my opinion, because it's so convenient to just throw things in the fridge and put things on the door of the fridge, and it gets so unorganized so fast. So for this one, it was easier just to take out most things and then put them back in after like visualizing and seeing what fits where. So I decided to do the top shelf as like our dairy products, cheeses, things like that, and our vitamins, just because that's what there were the least of, and they could fit together on one shelf. And then the bottom one is the like sauces, condiments, things like that. So that's what made sense. And then you'll notice on the third shelf all the way on the bottom, I left a big empty gap because that's normally where our iced coffee and milk would go, but I purposely did this video at the end of the week just because that would make it easiest, because I would obviously have the least groceries and it would be the least to organize, and it would make me very like excited to restock my fridge. So that's why there's that empty gap. And onto my freezer. My freezer is honestly not very interesting. I have a lot of random frozen foods that honestly just needed to be reorganized. I'm moving all of my leftover bulk stuff, like I keep my flour in the fridge, so all of that I'm moving to the bottom, all of the fruits and veggies to the top shelf. I have some frozen foods like frozen fries and stuff that I'm leaving in the middle shelf, and the third shelf is literally a big tub of ice cream. And on the door I have some frozen pancakes and waffles that I made and put in bags, and like frozen buttercream frosting that I had left over. But all I'm really doing here is reorganizing. Okay guys, so this is it. Here is the final fridge and freezer. I know it's not like super clean looking. I did realize that I never got to the bottom shelves, but that's because I knew what was in them. So I'm just showing you now. All I keep in here are my potatoes and onions. I always leave onions in the bags because the skin comes off. And I had this random garbage bag in the top shelf. But anyways, I took that out and that's literally all there was. And that's it for my fridge and freezer. Now that that's all done, onto my pantry. I was actually pretty excited to do this because I knew that it wasn't going to be that much work and it was just a bunch of reorganizing. So taking these boxes or like storage bins, I guess you can say, out, and just trying to make them into like sections. Usually in that green like weaved looking one, I will keep anything that's in like a bottle or a jar. Obviously you can put these directly on the like shelf in the pantry, but I prefer this a lot more. This blue bin, I would normally keep our breads and stuff, but we didn't really have any other than this pack of soft taco shells, so I was just keeping that out to see what I can do to make things look nicer. Now I am taking out this red bin, which is all I keep in there is like baking stuff, but it got a lot easy to just like throw random stuff in there, and that's why I'm taking it out, because clearly it needed to be organized. And what you see me doing here is just lining up our like breakfast stuff. So I have some breakfast bars and a thing of like instant oatmeal. We never really eat these, to be honest, but I like to have them on hand just in case. And this giant thing of goldfish that I showed you guys in that Amazon haul. Anyways, going back to this baking basket, I keep some brown sugar and any like random things like chocolate chips and things like that, and I do have some cake mixes in here just on hand in case I ever want it. And these top two bins that you see all on the top shelf, the green and blue, are normally what I keep our snacks in to keep them like out of sight, out of mind, but we didn't really have too many snacks anyways, so I just organized it how I thought made sense. And that was literally all I had to do, guys. And I try to keep my pantry looking somewhat organized at all times because it just makes me really happy for some reason, and I feel like it's not very difficult to stay on top of it. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a very fast video, but it is a nap time hustle after all, and this is the final product.